Hello and good evening. This is Vandana Yadav, working as a legal intern with Lexis & Company, and today I'll be talking about bail under CRPC. We all know that there are two kinds of offences, bailable and non-bailable offences. Bailable offences are generally the petty offences, while the non-bailable offences are the more serious ones. Bailable offence means an offence which is shown as bailable in the first schedule or which is made bailable by any other law for the time being in force, while non-bailable offence means any other offence other than bailable offence. Coming to bail, what is bail? Bail has nowhere been defined in our CRPC. The principal purpose of bail is to ensure that an accused person will return for trial if he is released after an arrest. Bail may be regarded as a mechanism whereby the state devolutes upon the community the function of 1. Securing the presence of the prisoners, and at the same time involves participation of the community in administration of justice. This law of bail has two conflicting demands. The first is the requirement of the society for being shielded from the hazards of being exposed to the misadventures of accused person, and second, the other is the fundamental canon of criminal jurisprudence, that is the presumption of innocence of an accused till he is proved guilty. Bail blends the two conflicting claims, that is freedom of the individual and the interest of justice, very beautifully. Bail is the recognition of this presumption of innocence. Bail is one of the most dignified institutions. It is one of the cherished rights, claims or privileges of an accused person. It is one of the most dignified institutions in any civilized society in which human values such as faith and trust take precedence over everything else. Bail, though has not been defined in CRPC, but has been defined in the law lexicon as, quote, security for the appearance of the accused person or giving which he is released pending the trial or the investigation. The concept and the philosophy of bail was discussed by the Supreme Court in Vaman Narayan Ghia versus State of Rajasthan 2009. Bail remains an undefined term in Criminal Procedure Code. We'll come to Section 436 now. Section 436 is an imperative or mandatory provision. Under this provision, the magistrate is bound to release the person on bail or recognizance. The right to claim bail granted by Section 436 in a bailable offence is an absolute one. A leading case, Motiram versus State of Madhya Pradesh, 1978. The right to be released on bail under Section 436 Clause 1 cannot be nullified indirectly by fixing too high the amount of bond or bail bond to be furnished by the person who is seeking a release, especially for the poor or the indigent people. This case shows that bail can be made impossible by requiring the petitioner to execute sureties in the sum much beyond what he can manage. The ordinary labourer was asked to pay a sum of rupees 10,000. The Supreme Court here observed that the magistrate has not fully appreciated our constitution, under which, quote, we the people of India, unquote, is meant for the butcher, for the baker and the candlestick maker. And shall we add the bonded labourer and the permanent dweller as well? Also in this case, the magistrate refused to accept the suretyship of the petitioner's brother because he and his assets were in another district. And this was quite unlawful. The Supreme Court held it to be a wrong decision by reasoning that what a person of one state would do if arrested in another state. One cannot have sureties owning properties in distant places. Section 440 Clause 1 specially provides that the amount of every such bond shall be fixed with due regard to the circumstances of the case and shall not be excessive. Justice Krishna Iyer in this case said that the word bail covers release on one's own bond with or without sureties. As a legal literature, Indian and Anglo-American on-bail jurisprudence lends countenance and the need for liberal interpretation in areas of social justice individual freedom and indigenous rights justifies. Social justice is the signature tune of our Constitution, and the little man in peril of losing his liberty is the consumer of social justice. And we cannot be unfair to the consumer of social justice. The judiciary cannot be unfair. Moreover, the defendant with means can afford to pay the bail, but on the other hand, a poor defendant cannot pay the bail, cannot pay the price, and he languishes in jail weeks, months, and sometimes even years. He is forced to stay in jail only for the reason that he is poor. Justice Krishna Iyer further says the bail system as we see it today is extremely unsatisfactory and needs drastic change. In the first place, it is virtually impossible to translate the risk of non-appearance by the accused into precise monetary terms, and even its basic premise that the risk of financial loss is only one of them, and that too not a major one. He further goes on to say, we should suggest that the magistrate must always bear in mind that monetary bail is not a necessary element of the criminal process, and even if the risk of monetary loss is necessary to prevent the accused from fleeing, is of doubtful validity. There are several considerations which deter an accused from running away from justice, and risk of financial loss is only one of them, and that too it is not a major one. Even without monetary bail, it has been possible to secure the presence of the accused at the trial. Justice Krishna Iyer further leaves it to the Parliament to consider whether in a socialistic republic with social justice as its hallmarks, monetary superstition and not other relevant considerations like family ties, roots in the community, membership of stable organizations, should prevail for bail bonds to ensure that the bailee does not flee justice. The best guarantee of the presence in court is the reach of the law and not the money tag. So, in this case, the reform, there were certain points which came out, and one of them that we need a reform of the bail system. A liberal policy of conditional release without monetary sureties or financial security, and release on one's own recognizance with punishment